Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series, Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime. So here is the figure, but before we take a look at him, we're going to take a look at his packaging. So, bringing this closer, you can see right up front here, you get a nice picture of Sentinel with some bright eyes. I mean, oh my goodness. And his jet mode right there, which does look quite good. Transformers Studio Series, Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime right there, Hasbro. He is 17 steps, more than meets the eye. On this side, just finishes off that image there. Got Icon City right there, it's pretty cool. About logo, Transformers Series, avoid your class, much different languages. On this side, that same picture of Sentinel there, Transformers 2 Series, Transformers 1. On top, Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime. On the bottom, nothing important. And on the back here, got some nice pictures of Sentinel Prime there in his robo mode, jet mode, and his powered up mode, or whatever the hell you call that. His bio says, Sentinel Prime is the leader of Icon City and fights to save Cybertron from the Quintessons. Or make dirty deals to make him their slut. But anyway, there's a nice picture up here of Sentinel 2, which, why does he look like that? Why is he smiling like that? Get that stupid smirk off your face. But yeah. So that is it for his box. And it's trying to put it down next to me, but it's like not doing it. But okay, there we go. Here is Sentinel. And oh my god, I freaking love this thing. I loved Sentinel's design in the movie. And this freaking toy is just perfect. There is one thing, I'll talk about that in a second, but bringing him in close here so you can see the nice paint and detail. Just have a little bit of a blemish on his head there on my copy, but it does not look too bad. Really looks great. I love the proportions of the bots in TF1. Like, they just look so odd and it's so cool. You fucking serious? Something just fell on one of my shelves. Here is the back. So his wings are a odd situation. That is the first time that's ever happened, him falling on me like that. So his wings are an odd situation. They're not accurate to what was on screen, but they kind of still like get the job done, because his wings in the movie went out and then down. These ones also go out and down. So they have the same shape, kind of. They're just a little different. Like, the wings in the movie tapered down a little bit, and they weren't like bricks like this. So I don't know. I don't think they're not too much of an eyesore, considering they're pretty much the same thing. The only thing is, I don't know how to freaking position them on him. Like, do I do it like this? Do I bring him out a little bit, or do I bring him back? Because in the movie, he had him backwards, right? But like I said, these ones aren't the ones he had in the movie, so they look a little odd when you do it like that. I don't know. I don't know. Probably gonna leave him like that. Or for the 2 days that I've had him, yesterday and today, I've had him like this, and I thought that was good enough. You know? And then I watched a video from that toy guy, and now I'm like struggling to pick a way to position his wings because I didn't realize. I'll probably leave him like that, honestly. Yeah, probably leave him like that. But yeah, this guy is just, oh my gosh, absolutely amazing. Looks absolutely awesome. So, articulation wise, his head, he can look up. Can't really look down. He can do a full 360 here, like so. His arms can go out about that far. If you move the wings, you can do a full 360 like this, but the way the arm joint is, it's a bit odd, considering that there's like stuff up here that we're going to talk about later that needs to happen. So yeah, this arm joint, you know, it's weird. I bought Age of Extinction Prime and then 86 Jazz from the Studio Series line, and all their left arms are freaking loose. So I put some clay in this guy's arm. I don't know if you could see it down there. But yeah, I put some clay in his arm so it would tighten the joint up a bit, and it did, but still just a little bit loose, which is not the best thing in the world. But oh my god, there's kids screaming out my window right now, and it's so annoying. Like, bro, shut up. Anyway, you do get a swivel at the elbow. You get elbow bend, which is about 90 degrees. And nothing at the wrist due to the way his arm transforms. You do get a full 360 waist rotation here. Apparently, if you undo these 3 screws, you can take his hips apart and then have the Sentinel Prime in half thing, but I was not willing to do that for the photo shoot, which BT Dubs, go check out my IG for that. I was not willing to do all that for the photo shoot. I have screwdrivers that I could do. I might do it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, the legs can go up that far and can go back that far. You get a swivel. You do get a swivel at the knee, and you do get some knee bend. Just a tiny bit less than 90 degrees there. So that is pretty cool. And the toes can go down. You got a big ass freaking shin. Toes can go down, and you do get a lot of ankle tilt. I love the way his legs look. Like, bro, that looks so awesome. I said I love Sentinel Prime's design in TF1. Like, this dude is just freaking awesome. But so as you saw, Sentinel has a little bit of a standing problem, which sucks, but you know, can do something about that. Given the way his legs transform, you can flip out these little thruster bits that are on the bottom of his heels, and then he will never have any standing issues once again. But I don't do that because I haven't had that issue with him. I think it's because of the way I've positioned the wings, actually. And that just made me put the wings back to normal, or normal in my case, so I think for the rest of the video they'll be like that, which I wouldn't mind. But yeah, I think that's why he hasn't fallen over, is because of the way I've had the wings positioned. So yeah, I kind of liked him like this anyway. Probably splay him just a little bit out, but yeah. I'm talking way too much, but yeah, he looks absolutely freaking phenomenal, and his articulation is freaking fantastic. So for accessories, he has his like second stage final boss mode, whatever the fuck it's called, or his like armored up mode that he gets in the movie. I'm not going to talk about that. I'll talk about one thing from it, but that's it. But for actual accessories, he comes with these two blasters here. And he can hold these. So you can put one in this hand and one in the other hand. Like so. And a fun little thing I saw here. He has little ports on his shoulders. And if you plug these into those, like that, he looks like a Seeker, which is pretty funny. Like, these dead ass look like null rays, which is wild. I might give these to Starscream. They're a little short though. I don't know. I might give these to a Starscream because they're not going to go on Sentinel, and I'll talk about that in a second. The other accessory he gets is a giant flat piece of bubble gum. No, I'm kidding. It's a shield that he didn't use in the movie. Why do all of these guys have accessories that I just want to toss in the bin and forget about? He never used the shield in the movie. And the shield literally has one purpose: to give him the guns that he had on his arm, which he did use in the movie. Which is stupid. Like, oh. So anyway, I want to give this to my Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime, like paint it, and then give it to him. But the problem with that, it's got this weird ass connection. He's got these slots on the side of his arms that you can take the shield and plug them onto. And yeah, that looks cool if he used this in the movie. Oh my god. I don't know if this Sentinel was made with the concept art, like how Prime and Megatron likely were, or maybe even B, but like, oh my god, this is just so aggravating. But yeah, and then you could take the two guns here, and he's got these ports up top that you can just plug these onto, and you can plug that on there, and he can have that shield if you want him to. Also, he can do his arm cannons that he did in the movie. These sections of his arm literally just slide down, and then he has that. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, I'll talk about these more in the super mode, or whatever it's called. I'm taking this off. I'm sorry, this shit's just stupid. But yeah. So now for some comparisons, here he is with Optimus, who is having a tough time standing. It's funny because he's a Voyager, but he's really not that much taller than Prime. Here he is with his murderer, Megatron. I wonder what Sentinel would have thought of all the events that happened after he died, like Prime getting the Matrix and Megatron stealing Megatronus's cog from him. It would have been interesting. But, yeah. And here he is with B-127. It's like very likely that Sentinel is the one that put B down in sub-level 50 in the movie. And then last but not least, because this is the only other Sentinel Prime I have in my collection, and probably one of the only other times I'll ever bring this guy out, here he is with the Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime. And again, I want to... You can see how cool that would look, right? Like, you could see the vision that I'm having. Like, but you just had to go and give him... But, yeah. Oh well. So, there you go. So, now we can turn this guy into his super mode. If you remember towards the end of the movie when they're all fighting inside of his, like, castle or whatever the fuck that... The capital of Iacon. Or, no, not the capital of Iacon. The, like, main building that Sentinel was in Iacon, where all the Primes used to be before he fucking murdered them. He came out of the freaking dust in some powered up form. So the geniuses at Hasbro decided to give him that mode. And actually it is pretty good. It is pretty cool. So we can turn him into that. Now, starting off, I like to take the wings here and just untab them from how they connect. So there's these slot here, and then this little tab goes into here like that, but I like to untab them and then just bring them out like that. So you see the difference in the two wings there. Do that, bring them up a little more, like so. And then on this arm, we can slide this cannon down, just like that. And then we can come to his shoulders here, and these little bits flip up. Then you can take these and flick them out, and then collapse that down, so you get these little shoulder cannons. And then just do the same thing on this side, bring this out, flip it around. Then you come to his chest here, and you can just angle out these side chest panels, and you gotta be careful because his arms will like to come undone depending on how loose the connection is there. But yeah, so do that, and then you can flip down this yellow section here, and we can flip up his battle mask from inside his chest, just like so. And one thing I always forget to do is these side panels here on his legs. So you open this, and then you flip these blue sections out, and then you collapse that up. And he did have these in the movie, but I just, for some reason, I always forget to do these in the frickin' mode when I transform it. Oh, like that. And then the last thing to do is flip the thrusters out, and then flip these out. There is two ways you can do this. You can do it the way where you get him to stand, which is like this. You just do that. So because he won't stand the other way. So you flip the thruster down, flip the toes down, and then you can have him standing in his super mode, but the movie accurate mode would be to flip the thruster all the way out and then collapse it up against the toe like that. But obviously I'm gonna do it like this so he can stand. And he does get a lot taller too, which is kind of wild. Last thing to do, which I'm not doing this when I display him, give him the shield with the 2 guns. Like I said, in his super mode or whatever, he did have the 2 guns on his arm, but not this weird ass shield. So, yeah. It is cool though how they like engineered all of this. Like the chest and the battle mass, that is pretty cool. The shoulder cannons. Obviously we talked about his sliding arm cannon. Both arms can do that, by the way, which is how I'm going to display him on the shelf. I'm going to display him in his super mode and then have both arm cannons flipped out, and this thing will freaking die in my accessories drawer. These are cool, the side cannons and the thrusters on the feet, obviously. The instructions don't tell you anything about the wings, I don't believe, for the super mode. I just did that because why not? Just make him look a little cooler too, so. And now for comparisons, once again, we can bring back in Prime. This is the height that I expected them to be at when I bought Sentinel, not how short they actually were with each other. Or like how eye to eye they were. Here is Megatron. Actually, he's not standing properly. There you go. And then here he is with B. And then for shits and giggles, once again, we'll bring in Dark of the Moon Sentinel. So you can see what that looks like. Oh, there you go. And that is pretty much it for his robot mode. So now we can get into transformation. So first I'm going to remove his shield here. And now I'll revert him back to his regular robot mode form. So first thing, obviously flip in the thrusters, collapse those up, flip up the toes. Same thing on this side, flip this up, collapse that up, flip up the toes, open up these panels, flip these in, flip that out, open up these panels, flip these in, flip that out, collapse this arm cannon back up, like so, bring these up, flip them out, close the shoulders. That's why this arm joint is like that, so that the shoulders can open and those cannons can come out. It's not too wonky, just looks a little weird, but yeah. Open up the chest, flip down the battle mask, clips that up, and then flip these down, and then collapses his wings back down. Why are you not standing straight? Ah. Okay, there we go. Got him. So now we can go to his jet node. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to come to his arms and slide the cannons down all the way like so. Same thing on this side like so. And then you want to come to his head here, rotate this all the way around, and then come back here to the nose cone, just untab it, bring it up. Then you come to the legs here and just tab these together like that. And then you can come back down here and flip the thrusters out like so. And then flip his toes down and then just bring the thrusters down and sit them on top of them just like that. So then you can come to this entire back wing section here, and this is just going to come shift down like so. And then these two tabs are going to go into his legs. Just tab all that in like that. And then that will start to look like that. And then the connection here, there's this little notch that's going to go up in there, and then this tab is going to go back here. So just over, clip it in, over, and clip it in, just like that. Then you can come to the tip of the wings here, And these are just gonna untab from there and then come down. And how this is gonna work is this notch is going to go in there, and then this notch is going to go in there, as opposed to it being this piece just sits here and then the wing knocks in there. Just bring it down, tab that one in, and tab that in. Same thing down here, untab that, bring it down, and tab these in. Then what you'll want to do is you can take the nose cone here, and there's these two tabs. Actually, we'll do the arms first. So bring these sections down, these unclip from these sides here, and then this little clip on the side of the leg is going to go into that tab. Can't really see that actually. There's a tab right here that's going to go into these clips. So just bring that down and tab that in, and then there's a tab right here on the bottom of the wing that's going to go into this slot underneath the arm. So just down and tab that in, just like so. So that is how one arm should look, and then do the same thing on this side. So untab that, tab that in, and then connect the arm just like so. Then now there's these two slots on either sides of his head here that the nose cone is just going to tab into like so. And then you can come up here and flip up these two fins, and there you have Sentinel in his jet mode. And you know what? The transformation is nothing crazy. You know what I mean? He literally, I mean, as you can see from this, he literally just kind of shifts and lays down. And I'm not a fan of the visible head right here, but oh well. The transformation is nothing crazy. But when you're holding this jet mode, it feels solid. And that is something that I really do like about this guy, is that he just feels really solid all around. And yeah, it just look quite good. We never saw this mode in the movie. He never transformed in the film. But, you know, again, probably concept art, how they got this, but it is pretty good for being a concept art design. I do quite like it. But yeah, it literally just like packs away in the bottom. It's low-key funny. So yeah, it does feel incredibly solid, and he looks cool. It's like a really cool looking jet too. Again, reminds me of a Seeker, but yeah. For accessories storage, you can put the shield on this tab back here with both the guns, but that's not how you're supposed to do it. So just tab the shield onto there like so, and then the guns have these tabs on the side that are going to go into tabs here, and they have a cutout for the hinge for the arms. That's right here. So just tab those in, and it will literally shape around it just like so. And then you can do that. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. So I will, not the shield, but the guns, because fuck that thing. But no. Now for some comparisons, here he is with Prime. Here he is with Megatron. Here he is with B. And last but not least, here he is with the other Sentinel Prime, who's missing his arm blades, because those arm blades fill out that section there. But you know what? I just thought of that literally at this very moment. He gave him this stupid pink piece bubblegum of a shield, but you didn't give him the frickin' swords he had in the actual movie. Like, bro, what? Again, might just be a concept art thing. I don't know. But, like, come on. And I don't even have, like, dual blades like that I can give to him to even mimic that sword. So it sucks. But, yeah. So, there you go. So, there you go. There's the Transformers Studio Series Transformers 1. Voyager class Sentinel Prime, and I think they knocked it out the park with this guy. Honestly, like the figure itself is freaking fantastic. He's got all the things you'd want from a Sentinel Prime from this movie, so honestly, no complaints. I have a few like design choice questions, honestly. Like, for example, the battle mask feature on him is great, but when it's tucked in to his chest, it's not so much noticeable when he has it out. But when it's tucked into his chest, like his neck looks a little too long. Like it just looks weird. Like there's like excess parts sticking out. So like, I don't know, just looks weird to me. If it was a little bit shorter, it wouldn't have looked as bad, but honestly it's not a big of a deal because it doesn't compromise the way he looks that much, so yeah. But if I had a complaint, which I do, now that I think about it, and I've been talking about this the entire review, so I don't know why I'm saying I have no complaints. Burn this thing. like you know what? Since I'm done with the review, and it's probably never going to be used again, here's my accessory bin. Actually, I'll move Sentinel off to the side so you guys can see this. Here's my accessory bin. This used to be a lot more filled, but I did start putting things like on my figures for once. You can see there's remnants in here. Fucking Gamer Edition Starscream's mace handle. The actual mace is right here. There's just stuff in here from like all of my figures. Like literally all of my figures. But if we dig a little bit, let's see if I can find them. I can find some useless Transformers 1 figure parts. No, that's not it. Nope. No. Here's one of them. One of Megatron's guns. Here's this fucking thing that Prime came with. Bullshit. That's fucking Ultimate Optimus Prime. B's gun that'll probably go to Elita or something. I think Elita's actually coming with her own gun, so that'll probably just stay in here. But yeah, there's just the Transformers 1 figures have gotten some questionable accessories. This is going with those. So yeah. Never to be used again. Unless I decide to give it to my Dark of the Moon Sentinel, which I don't know, I'm going to do that, but if I figure something out, that'll be cool. But, yeah. So anyway, why is he leaning to the side? That's uncomfortably scary. Please don't lean to the side. There we go. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Fantastic figure, fantastic look, transformation, simple but effective. Gem mode is awesome, pretty solid. And this battle mode is like freaking cool, so yep, that is basically it for Sentinel Prime. So if you guys like what you saw, go and hit that like button down below. If you want to see more from my channel, go and hit that subscribe button down below. Stay tuned for this guy's stop motion. If I do one, oop, and I just kicked my camera. My goodness, hate when that happens. Stay tuned for his stop motion if I do one. Like I said in Bumblebee's review, unless you didn't watch it, I ordered my very first knockoff Transformer from TF Safari, not sponsored. And I'm not saying what it is because I want it to be a surprise for everyone that's watching. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. Like, it's gonna be the biggest figure I own, I'm pretty sure. I think it's gonna be bigger than Jetfire. And Jetfire is my biggest commander class. Him and Menasor were like the same height, but due to Jetfire's like density, I just labeled him the bigger and better one. So, yeah. But anyway, enough rambling from me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.